All right, looks like we are live. This means, oh God, he's smiling. Are those
Not
new? Are those glasses too? Or it look like some new
really.
frames or something.
Nah,
No.
not really. I've had them for a minute.
All
I just
right.
don't
Well.
wear. I really don't wear them a lot of times on camera because of the glare.
Oh,
Look at
look! I
that.
just I just got a notification that says Brent Leary is live
Oh, you did on
on
watching?
LinkedIn.
Oh, on
Eh,
LinkedIn. Okay,
well,
cool.
yeah, but we're already. I think we're already live on
Facebook.
Facebook
I'm
too.
looking for it. I'll share it on my page.
Yeah, while
All
you're
right.
doing that, I'll just say hello. This is Brent Leary, and we are watching Amazon. And I usually watch Amazon with the gentleman. I guess right now he's to my right. At least that's what it looks like for me. But anyway, for those who don't know who you are, who are you?
The bold one, the cold one, John Colder Ice Lawson, the boy, the man. All things to everyone.
Yeah.
There you go. How do you like
Uh,
that? I think
I'm
that's good.
I'm Brent Leary. That's all I can say to that. All right. So usually when you see us doing a watching Amazon episode, we're chilling at some eatery, whether it's Panera or Steak and Shake or IHOP or Killer Burger, or am I missing anything? Any place we've done this?
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. How did I? Well, it's Sunday. That's probably why I wasn't thinking
Right.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, we're usually like, eating someplace, having a good time, talking about
This is the
Amazon.
social separation edition. That's what you're trying
Yeah, you might have to get used to this kind of edition
to. Yeah.
for the foreseeable future, which is basically we're just going to be live streaming it from domiciles, his domicile over there, my domicile here. And I think we're going to be doing this for a while.
Oh yeah.
Mainly because, you know, we just don't want to be, getting or spreading any viruses if we can possibly,
Mainly, I just
avoid
don't
them.
want to be in the room with you. That's mainly.
I'm
But
okay with that.
this is a good excuse.
I think it's a great excuse. Keep your damn cooties over there. All right.
Uh,
Anyway, so you can't get away from the coronavirus stuff. It's all around us,
everywhere.
kind of literally and figuratively. But we wanted to do, a watching Amazon that's not necessarily focused on coronavirus, although we know it's going to touch on it. Social distance touching on it. Yeah. What are you putting at your dome
I
for?
will be touching on it from that standpoint.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most
So,
definitely.
all right. So, as usual, I always let you start. So,
You don't want me to start. Let somebody else start.
let somebody. There's only two people here. All right. Well, I'll just kick it over to you
Okay, well,
because
because I didn't tell you, but I thought you put up something today that I thought was cool. The cashless tech.
yeah, but that's mine. You're not
Oh,
you're not
okay,
touching
okay.
mine.
Oh,
You're
okay,
gonna
okay.
do yours.
Well, I thought that was kind of like timely and
It is
awesome,
timely,
isn't
but
it?
so was the one that you're going to talk about.
Oh, well,
I
okay.
mean, to me, this is
I
extremely
mean,
timely.
yeah, it's kind of okay. Anyway, so yesterday, New York Times had a story about a guy that had 17,700 bottles of hand sanitizer and nowhere left to sell them. So he profiteered on the suffrage of people during this coronavirus outbreak. And now it seems that it's a no-no to sell that stuff on Amazon. And poor him. Poor him.
Yeah, let me get back in here. All right, so yeah, poor him. Yeah,
Poor
so
him.
this dude, and we have the link to the article, so all the names are there. They're not trying to protect the ignorant, which I'm glad they're not.
No.
Matter of fact, this dude, I don't know why, but he okayed doing this interview. Did he think this was going to make him look good doing this interview?
Well, here's the thing. I got some insight.
All right.
So I went off on it yesterday, and then I had a person that I know that actually knows this person personally, and no, that was not necessarily the angle of the story that was pitched to them from the New York Times. When they initially contacted them, they wanted to talk about how it was affecting Amazon sellers, or at least that's what they say. Whatever. But for me, I don't get it, because you have a picture of you standing in front of a whole warehouse full of hand sanitizers and Lysol wipes. So
looking stupid. Don't forget that part. Looking a damn fool.
Looking pretty bad. And then here's the other. Here, do you want to add insult to injury? I actually found a link where he was on the news locally later on that evening, and the broadcaster asked him, "Do you feel sorry knowing what you know now for buying up all that stuff?" And he had the audacity to say, "No, not really." So, I mean, whatever. It's just,
this is just ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous.
In a time like this, look, I'm all for everybody, making a good buck, making some money. If you're smart enough to pull something off and it's not hurting anybody else, what's the point? That's great. But this is just stupid. You could make your money and not gouge people and come across as a good person by making it available to people, getting it out there. But come on, this is just.
The real bad part to me is this guy drove 1,700 miles across 2 states and bought up everything that he could find.
Him and his brother.
I don't understand what goes on in your brain that overrides humanitarian type of thinking to the point where all you want to do is take from others and use it for yourself. I don't get it. I'll never get it. This, for me, is the lowest of low kind of human being. And if people are saying bad things to you in social media, you should have known that. You're on the New York Times. Duh.
It's just the New York. Why didn't he just get booked for like the Sunday morning talk shows?
I'm sure. You know what? He would love that.
Yeah. Let him get flamed by everybody. This is just. Yeah. And
dude, it actually was trending top 10 yesterday in Twitter. It was, and honestly, people were dragging him all over. It was very, very ugly. But of course, we know social media is the place for everything to get ugly. The fact that you thought that wasn't going to possibly go viral and that you were going to have people pulling the heartstrings for you is absolutely amazing to me. The narcissistic thought pattern of this person is absolutely the funniest thing I've ever heard. And anyway, I'm just done.
The only thing that would have made it better to me, personally speaking, is if he was wearing his free Colder Ice t-shirt because he's your number one fan. That's what it would have made it even better for me.
Dude, stop. It ain't happening.
I heard he was your boy.
No, not at all. I'm dragging him between here and California, bro.
Man.
Drag. Somebody said, this is so funny. Somebody said to me, he's like, people make mistakes. Don't make mistake, throw the first stone. I was like, I won't throw a stone at his ass, but I'm kicking some rocks at him right now in a heartbeat.
There's a time for doing certain things, and there's a time for being like a human being. And there's nothing wrong with making money and being a human being at the same time. You don't have to make every last cent just because you can.
Yeah.
You got all these athletes who are coming out doing some really good stuff.
Yeah,
like giving hundreds of thousands of bucks, making sure people who are going to lose their job, at least for the short term, are their salaries are covered. I mean, that's the kind of thinking, that's the kind of stuff we should be thinking about. And I know not everybody has the ability to do to that scale, but don't go to the opposite end of the spectrum and just try to make as much as you can at a time of sincere need. And people are afraid. So right. You're playing off of people's fears here.
Totally.
Yeah. So
and it's like I said, it's twofold. It'd be one thing if you were manufacturing the stuff yourself or getting it straight from the manufacturer and doing that. But to go into those small towns, right, and take all of their supply, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah. So I have like zero patience, zero. I don't care if he feels like he was led to say this was an interview that was supposed to go this way. No, it went the exact way it was supposed to go, making you look very bad. Do I sound a little worked up about this one?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This one, it just gets to you. We don't need this kind of stuff right now.
We don't need this now. All right. Now your story.
All right. Let's move back to a little bit more traditional watching Amazon.
Yes.
All right. So, while everything is going on, still things are still being done. Moves are still being made. And Amazon is doing a lot of them. And this one is kind of interesting. There's actually kind of a two-parter to this one. Earlier in the week, it was, it came out that Amazon, well, I guess it was a couple of weeks ago that Amazon said they're putting their cashierless technology into a bigger kind of market. Because, before they had their Amazon Go stores, and those are small convenience store kind of setups, and, with limited space and limited items. And I've been to it, one in San Francisco. I thought it was to me, it was a really good, convenient experience. You can find your stuff. Well, you had to use an app to get into the store, and then you would be able to just look at items, pick up items, and then exit the store. And then you would get, because of the AI and the camera technology, they would know what items you picked up and then would be able to charge you for those items without you having to go to a cashier to get out. To me, it was a great experience. In and out, very efficient. You didn't have to talk to anybody if you didn't want to, but if you had a question about something, they had some folks there. So to me, it was like a very great experience, user experience. So they amped it up a little bit. They said, we're going to put it into a full-sized, big kind of store, like a market. And that came out a couple of weeks ago. And then earlier last week or this past week, they started talking about how they wanted to get it into multiple stores and multiple retailers. And you kind of think about, wow, so they're now saying they want to put this kind of technology basically into stores that they're competing with, which is like, okay, that we'll see. And you also saw articles about them. One of the first places will be in a store in the airports. It's like, makes sense.
Yeah.
And then this morning, I saw this article in the Wall Street Journal, and this takes some serious guts. I could use another terminology, but I'll just leave it at guts, where it says that Amazon is courting Walmart, Target, basically name their biggest competitors. They are courting these folks to put their cashierless technology into their stores. So, Mr. Kolderis, if you were the CEO of Walmart or of Target or of any major retailer in the world right now, and Jeff came knocking to you, said, hey, what's up? How you doing? Hey, we got this tech. We think you might be able to use it. What do you say? What do you say?
I pushed that hang up button. I ain't even talking to him. Okay. What were we talking about? You know what I mean? I would be like not even paying him any attention at all whatsoever. And really, it would be great if they could get together and do something. but we already know that you can't trust Amazon. You cannot trust. I'm sorry.
I was just thinking, what was the conversation like? You know, when Jeff basically said, "Hey, Borders, we got this new online stuff that makes it easy for people to buy books online. Hey, we would love for you to use it, and then you can concentrate on all your bricks and mortar."
Yeah, absolutely.
And we'll handle all the other online, that stuff.
And you'll be out of business in short order.
I mean, do you think there's a possibility that like the CEO of Borders might know the CEO of Walmart and be like, "Hey, you might not want to make this move"?
I don't think you even have to look. Don't nobody have to tell the CEO of Walmart that. We've seen what they've done. They've ravaged the toy industry for Toys R Us. They ravaged the book industry for a lot of small publishers and, of course, the brick and mortar bookstores. I don't think that there is anybody there's nobody home on these calls. But I think, there's a strategy behind Amazon doing the ask as well.
All right. So what is it? What's their strategy?
Well, so they can't say they didn't ask, right? They can't say they didn't. And, this could work in their favor by just saying, "Hey, we tried with these guys and, they were not really interested. So now we're going into their areas and creating our own little small markets with in and out versions or, similar size." I don't see them doing that in a Walmart yet size environment on their own. So they were trying to leapfrog in, and you never know. Maybe one of these smaller retail giants, and when I say smaller, like a Publix or something like that, maybe some of those guys would be interested in it.
I like the idea of them saying, "Hey, look, feds, we tried to work with them.
Yeah.
They shot us down. We didn't want to take their whole market share with this technology. We tried to help them out."
Because the amount of data that they will steal and use against you.
Because let's think about this. All right. So they get the cashierless technology in, which means they'd have to integrate that into, like a Walmart's, their POS stuff.
Right.
But that data is going to be shared into Amazon just as well as it's going to be shared into Walmart, wouldn't you think?
Absolutely. They would get all of that data. I just don't see that being a good play for anyone. I don't want you having my customer data, the frequency which they purchase,
when they come in, what time of day they come in, what they're looking at, because you would have to think they would have to integrate into the video system so they could see everything that's going on.
Yeah. Because you have to have video cameras, you have to have shelving that works, and then you have to have what is it called? Where they know what part of the store you're walking in. What's
right?
That?
Oh yeah, the GPS, the geolocation stuff.
Geolocation stuff. So those three things that make this thing work, and so they have to have all of that installed into their stores.
Yeah.
Can you say hell now?
No. And the other part of that is Amazon is so good with data, and you're gonna get them real-time data. And even though the Walmarts of the world will have access to that as well, Amazon is a champ at using data. So not only will they get the data, they'll know what to do with it and create even more of a competitive advantage.
Dude. Okay, not happening.
Just a thought, though. It never hurts to ask.
Yeah, I can't. That's interesting. I wonder if they'll put their response out there back to them, in live media. That
like just take out a big ad. It says Amazon Jeff Hells to the know.
Yeah,
maybe something like that. I don't know. I just thought, wow, that's some stuff. That's
some man. Stuff. Okay.
You got another one?
I do have another one.
Right.
And this probably was one of yours too, but no, it wasn't. Amazon third-party sellers are facing massive inventory shortages due to coronavirus. So
what a shock. What a shock.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think people really understand that. And this has not been, it's not like you see stories that are covering what's going on at ports around our country. They're like 20 to 40% off, right?
Hmm.
So what normally when you see all these, boxes or train car loads of stuff being offloaded onto boats, just imagine now 25 to 40% less is going on at these places. So that, along with the shutdowns, so we can't get cargo in and out of China. Now China's trying to go back online, right? So China's trying to go back online, but guess what? We're about to go offline.
Yeah, because they already made it through their cycle. It looks like for the most part, they made it through the worst part at least, and they're starting to reopen. Whereas we're at the shutdown, at the beginning of the shutdown, really.
So it's like we can't even take great information from that and say, yay, maybe this is going to get back to normal. It's not. It's just like it's moving from there to here for right now. So there's a lot of shortages that are some of the smaller third-party vendors are feeling right now. And then, of course, the probably demand is going to be another thing now that will hit, because the things that we might buy in a normal everyday society, we're probably not looking to grab onto or spend that money right now in a lockdown situation. So it's like double whammies for a lot of small sellers, man. It's very unfortunate.
On a completely separate note, I just posted something on my personal page where, at least in our state, the Georgia House has approved home delivery of beer and wine. So maybe now's a good time to start buying some wine.
Well, I mean, that really is for the long term. That's a really good one. What it's also going to do is make, and I'm guessing, and I don't know, I haven't read the whole bill because I'm glad you brought it up. I'm guessing that is only good for local grocers. So what I'm thinking is that's going to make local delivery a little bit more competitive versus Amazon delivery, possibly. I don't know.
But if there's a local Whole Foods in your area, then does that make Amazon an option because it has a local presence?
Well, I think Amazon's already a local presence for a lot of Prime members anyway.
Yeah.
Are people going to join Prime because of that? I can see it. I can definitely see it for a lot of young people.
Well, and also when you think about all the warehouses that Amazon, does that make them a local presence? If they have warehouses that, when you put an order in, they're getting fulfilled from a local fulfillment center. So does that make them local?
Yeah, because they have to do that anyway. So maybe there is no actual benefit. Although, and I did notice it did say that you can get a bottle of wine or beer with your grocery delivery. I did see it said with grocery delivery. So I don't think it's going to be a boom for, the package stores locally, but definitely going to be a boon for people ordering groceries. And probably this whole lockdown we're going to go through is probably going to be good for the grocery industry. And I don't know if I want to bring this up, but why not? I don't know if Amazon is going to necessarily be the market leader for that. And Amazon might get crushed under this weight that they have right now. So what I mean by that is when you're in a test mode or you're in the ramp up phase, you can kind of temper where you're going to deliver, how much you're going to deliver. But I will tell you, last weekend, this was a week ago, I was downtown and me and my sister were in her house and we wanted to get something delivered, and Amazon Prime was already saying that they were out of a lot of things and the delivery was going to be slowed. So that was last week.
So they're getting crushed now. I mean,
they're getting crushed now. And I don't think they can't compete the way Walmart can compete on that. Walmart has massive warehouse space because every warehouse is a Walmart store.
But the question would be from a Walmart perspective is how much of that delivery infrastructure do they have? Do they have it? Do they have enough to make it easy and quick and efficient to take what's in their stores to the multitudes of the houses that are going to be trying to deliver?
They absolutely do. You know how they have it? All they have to do is put an ad out because trust me, Uber drivers are not at work shortly.
Well, isn't that the same as like what is that Amazon's
their
Amazon? Well, yeah, what is that called? Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, they already have that at their disposal too. Wouldn't it be kind of funny if Amazon says, "Hey, Walmart, we got you on that. You can use our driver."
They might be able to get together on that.
Yeah.
You know, make strange bedfellows.
Hey, we're at a time with this coronavirus that things that you would never dream of happening may actually end up happening. And why? And to me, that would be a huge story for both of those companies or any of the other retailers. Say, hey, Amazon, you know, you've got this fleet. Can we do something here?
Yeah,
for the good, so we can help everybody get what they need.
Well, and you never know. I mean, you know, the government might make that call as well to asking those people to work together for the good of all of us. So,
well, we saw on Friday, we saw the president roll out a whole bunch of CEOs from these different companies to talk about how they're going to pull their resources together and make it easy to get testing and stuff.
He should have told them what he was going to tell.
Wait a minute. Wasn't there a CEO that was missing that might not have gotten the invite? How could you have a meeting like this and not have you know who in there? Well, I just thought about what I mean. How big of a we're in dire straits from what everybody is expecting. Why wouldn't Amazon, Google, whoever? Why weren't they a part of that? And I'm not saying that from a negative standpoint of Amazon. I'm wondering, did they reach out to Amazon? Did they? Because Amazon they have PillPack. I mean, they have a lot of things that could be used across the board, and yet and still. We didn't see them up there, and you didn't see the president shaking hands or doing elbow bumps. Could you imagine that spectacle of Jeff Bezos, Trump, elbow bump? That would have sent the markets really crazy.
Yeah, they would have went sky high. Awesome.
I'm just wondering. I wonder why that didn't happen. I'm sure there are a number of reasons, but to me, an obvious one is like the animosity that one side feels for the other. And I'm thinking where the one side is feeling it.
Yeah.
That would have been a huge statement if he said,
hey, trust me, we got time.
it may come to that. It may come. I will not be surprised. I will not be, because as we said, in times like these, things that you just never would imagine happening need to happen in some certain states.
Yeah, they will. All
right. That got me to thinking, because I looked at that thing and I hadn't even thought about that until right now. I was like, man, why isn't Bezos there?
Bezos, please. He's like, whatever. I don't want to catch nothing. I ain't going over.
Wow. Okay. All right. So did you have?
I ain't going over there. He's tested now, but he wasn't tested back then.
Oh, wow. All righty then. All right. So did you have another one? Because I have one more.
No, it's your turn, man.
Okay. So this has been, going on for so long, the $10 billion Jedi contract that up until like the last few months before the decision, well, actually like more like the last month the decision was made, all signs were pointing to Amazon winning this contract with AWS. I mean, not that Microsoft Azure wasn't a good solution, but it just seemed like all signs were pointing to Amazon winning that $10 billion contract. Jedi, whatever. I don't even know what it stands for. Jedi. All right. But then, like at the last couple of weeks, all of a sudden, the current resident of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue all of a sudden started making statements. And then the one statement is like, I've been asked to look into what's going on with the contract. And then from that point on, it just went a completely different direction until they made the announcement a few weeks ago, maybe it was a month ago, that Microsoft won. And then, of course, Amazon, who I think they really probably did get caught off guard on that, they started making noise saying, we want this process looked at again. We think there might have been more than just, a straight up decision as a part of this. And over you heard this drumbeat going on for a while. And then in the midst of this virus situation, I think it was over like a couple of days ago, all of a sudden the Department of Defense said, hey, we would like to revisit or reopen up the process, which means that maybe there's going to be a whole review of what happened, and then maybe a completely new decision.
Yeah.
What do you think went on?
Well,
how did this come about?
Amazon is suing the Defense Department over the contract.
Right.
Pentagon asked the federal court for 120 days to review and reconsider.
Right.
So there is some there. There has to be some there. It's like, if there wasn't, the Pentagon wouldn't come back to the federal court and say, give us 120 days to reconsider it. Right? They'd be like, no, we made our decision and our decision is sound. So who knows where this is going to go? They'll probably go somewhere in the area of a split contract. That's what I'm thinking.
There's an article that talked about, and to me, I don't think the government wants all the documentation to come to light. I don't think they want a whole bunch of paperwork about
how we got here.
We were going like this for so long, and then all of a sudden we went like this.
Yeah, what was the U-turn there?
And you can point to a date where all of a sudden, what happened here? That's not good.
Russia did it.
It was a troll, a bot. It was a bad drone.
But I find this interesting, man. It's getting kind of heated up, and it's becoming a story to really watch now.
It's because like I said, I don't think everybody wants documents coming out and showing where this all started, how it all got to this decision when it was like I said, 180-degree different.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was just like bam. And usually when things like that happen, it's because of something or someone doing something.
And when something like that happens, this is why I don't show up for your press conference.
Ouch.
Ouch. Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of bad blood going on right now.
Yeah, it appears to be. But even with all the bad blood, at times like these, people got to put that stuff to the side.
And they will. Well,
I think so.
At least one of them will. The other one, he's always suspect, bro. He's always suspect. You never know what he's going to pull. So
that's true.
That's true. I mean, absolutely. You never know what our president's going to do. You never know. That's why they like him so much. Surprise.
And on that note, wow. All right. This is going to be something. There's a lot to watch, and unfortunately, I think we're going to have a lot of time to watch this stuff because the way our way of life has just been dramatically altered and changed. Especially for the short term, but I'm sure there's going to be some long-term implications that come out of this. So I guess we'll be watching even more than ever, apparently, because we're all stuck. It's just no other way to put it.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Oh, and by the way, Alan Berkson asked, did we ever do watching Amazon at Waffle House? I don't think we ever did one at Waffle House.
Ew.
I'm
No.
kind of glad we didn't, because wasn't that one of the first
Don't
public
even
cases in
start
Georgia?
that. I love Waffle House. I might go tomorrow
Oh,
and get
you
me
go.
my last waffle.
It might literally be your last one.
If you go, you feel me?
Well, look, I'll tell you this: you probably won't have to wait in line.
So I mean, seriously, how are you changing? Because I mean, it's not like you cook a whole lot. Are you changing that and gonna cook more, or how are you?
No, mainly because a lot of times I don't really eat in a restaurant for the most part. I just get my stuff and roll.
Right, but
So,
I mean the hands that prepare it.
oh my God! I mean, you can only go but so far with
So,
all this
so
stuff.
here's the deal. I've got a drive-through Waffle House, one of the only ones in Atlanta.
There you go.
I've got
Really? There's a drive-through route. Okay, so you can ask for smothered, covered, and croned. No, I
no,
shouldn't say that.
they
I
actually
shouldn't.
limit the menu so that the drive-through goes through. So it's like you get the all-star or you get the, but yeah,
Oh, okay.
they limit the menu, but I can still get me a waffle. And matter of fact, I'm going to do that tomorrow because it might be the last one I get for a minute.
Do they do smothered, covered, and all that stuff
I don't
when you're going through the drive-through?
know, but you can always call and pick it up.
Oh, all right. Well, see that. So I do my Panera bread. I just order it and pick it up.
Order and pick it up.
Yeah, I hardly ever. So, me personally, I live here on my own. I work mostly out of here. The big thing for me is all the canceled conferences that I go to.
Yeah,
But a lot of those are going to be online events, so we'll see how that works out.
it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be. I had this whole conversation with Paul Greenberg and Brian Solis when we did the Seer and Player stuff. I hope that these event people are going to not just try to port what they were going to do in person over to an online event. There are certain things you can do to enhance the experience of an online event that you wouldn't do face to face. I hope they build those things in instead of just saying, all right, we'll just, put a camera on it and, that's that.
Yeah. Yeah. Because most of those people that speak are pretty boring. It's going to be extra
It's
boring.
going to be hard to keep people's attention.
It is. It is. Because we're there because we have to be there. You put certain people on stage because you have to, because they paid you some money to sponsor. And people are already stuck in the venue.
It becomes a whole other challenge when I'm sitting in my comfortable home and I've got a TV over here. I got multiple screens.
No, and you got the damn kids.
Well, I don't, but yeah, you got kids running around.
Yes, it's like school now.
So there's so many more distractions that you have to put up with than if you have people physically in a location. So you need to plan on that. You need to create an experience that is going to make me want to watch you over all the other things that I have at my disposal.
This will be fun.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
All righty. So, hey, folks, you might want to get used to this style of watching Amazon for the, foreseeable future because, things have just changed. We got to roll with the punches.
All right. I'm out of here, guys. Peace.
All right. Go get you a waffle.
Yes.